Apps built with AI, the summit with Justin Burns. Welcome to AI Legacy Money Talk Live. We're turning financial confusion into confidence. Now, this might be the last session of AI Legacy Money Talk Live. Why? Because this mindset of mine, it's always in a forward-thinking mindset. And what I mean when I say that is, what up though? Adrian Baines, your AI cash story captain and AI wealth strategist, building this AI app and having where we are right now. And yesterday, just to recap on where we are and what's the purpose of today's actual conversation. Yesterday, we had the opportunity of watching the summit, the replay of the summit of with Justin Burns and his AI summit, where apps built with AI showing you step by step how to build and critical insights on how to build your own app. So it was key takeaways. It was so much information, but my sound went out, right? For day two. So today we're going to cover day two. And this is for anyone that's building an app with AI or from beginner to advanced. Creators exploring AI powered solutions, entrepreneurs tired of literally overbuilding. Because if you're building in Lovable, Base 44, any of the online platforms that allow you to build, even Canva AI, right? Building an app, you want to join this conversation. This is something that you want to understand, that growing and building and something new in this vibe coding space is something amazing and great to take an opportunity of. Now, if you're here with me live, or even if you're watching a replay, what part of app building do you find most confusing right now? Drop in the comments for me anything that you find confusing with app building, because it's something new and people don't understand what you don't understand. But the idea I had was honestly to, instead of having the AI Money Talk Live, turning financial confusion into confidence. And the whole reason I had this idea was, again, we built our own app. We built an app with AI Legacy Blueprint Master Calculator. And this app was honestly because financial education is not taught in schools. And tax season leading up, I have a background in mortgages. I have a background, honestly, in every single pillar of this actual calculator. But my business partner, Enika Gaines, and I, the tax extraordinaire, when we actually got together to talk about building this app, she's been over 30 years in the tax game, helping taxpayers and business owners turn financial clarity without confusion or overwhelm their story, right? Taxes, being able to maximize refunds, helping people strategize, save, and succeed. That's Enika Gaines, angel from God above. And again, helping people in so many different ways. So we wanted to bring this app and this opportunity together to make things make sense, right? So the app has so many different pillars: taxes, credit, real estate, business, nonprofit, AI consulting, life insurance, estate planning, automation, travel, mindset, wealth, resources, health, as well as a 90-day challenge to be able to help people, introduce people to the impact of financial stability, right? Because literacy is not taught in schools. And so it's very tax heavy because, again, my business partner having a background of over 30 years in taxes, and we both have these different insights. But what up though, Valentin? Thank you so much for tuning in live, my friend. And so again, show me some love in the comments as well, just to make sure this makes sense for you. So having built a app, and if you don't know what vibe coding is, vibe coding is when you actually take AI and you turn your vision into reality. You can create your own app and AI app generator. So we used a program called Lovable. And Lovable is a development program. And that's how we created our app, and being able to show people that financial literacy is here. Now, one thing I could honestly say, that before creating this app, you're supposed to do something called testing, right? Go and get feedback. Before you launch, you want to be able to show people that it works, right? Now, not saying that Adrian Mays and Unica Gaines didn't ask. We asked people to give feedback in regards to the app, try the app, allowed it for free to, during the pre-launch period for people to test. And I got some free, the feedback you get back from your friends and your family. It was great. Great job. Oh, it's great. But nothing tangible in order for us to make change. So getting involved this past weekend with apps with Justin Burns and this amazing team in regards to app building made me first have the idea that, because again, after the app was launched in November 20th, we had a pre-launch period. Then we had the after launch period after connecting with Ricardo Vega and just knowing your worth and your value. That's so important when you're doing anything in the online space. But even upon that, we're wanting to present something with amazing quality. So again, attending the actual summit this past weekend, it was from the 19th to the 20th, and we're going to jump into that. I'm just giving you the backstory before, afterwards, the before and after. But jumping into the summit and listening and seeing that distribution is always the issue. That was the issue even with myself. Literally finishing the app, we had a great idea. Not saying we didn't research. Use ChatGPT to do research. Google Gemini, Claude. Use these different Prosperity AI. Use these different places to do the research. But there's nothing out there like this actual app. So what do? Do you just freeze and sit on it? No, you go full forward and you try to do marketing the way that I know marketing. I have a background in electromechanical engineering and a master's in business with marketing and management being the focus. So again, you know that what do you have to do? You have to post consistently on your social media. That's Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn. You have to talk about it. You have to book appointments. You have to get into Facebook groups. All of these different things. LinkedIn is a key one. All of these different things, Instagram, influencers, right? They tell you how to do this, but someone to actually show you how to do it. That's the difference with Justin Burns and taking the time to provide feedback. So I want to just show two things and then I'm going to jump into the replay in regards to feedback that was received about the AI Legacy Blueprint Master Calculator app. Because again, I showcased when there was some great feedback. I want to showcase when there's feedback, there's things that needs to be changed because this is the journey of the billionaire journey, day 583 of the billionaire journey. So it takes time to get to your end result. So I just want to show you this user feedback. I received this yesterday. I completed the survey. My honest opinion, the app is really cool. It is visually pleasing, interesting, and easy to use. I feel that people who can afford access would already know all the tax information, and it feels tax heavy. Maybe more focused on income streams. My biggest concern is always asking folks to enter financial information with no visible security or statement of trustworthiness. It ends with a call to action, book my strategy call, which makes the whole thing feel like a pitch. I have some feedback on the community as well. The AI Legacy Blueprint section, there's a lot of repeated information, and all the literature feels like a pitch to buy the app, which people have already purchased. That said, I think the app has good potential to do great things. Thanks for sharing your vision with me. Great feedback, right? I thought so because again, I always and let me just say this: we're new to this game. I'm not gonna lie to you. So when we finished everything, it was like, finished, ta-da! But that's not how it works in any type of space. I don't care if you have a course, an offer, an app. You have to go through these struggles of listening to the feedback. And like I said, we got all this feedback like, thumbs up, great job. I know it's a great job. And happy birthday, Nielle. Come on, what up though? Happy birthday. So thank you for tuning in live during the birthday. So that's one thing I want to point out to you is feedback. Another feedback that we received as well that I want to showcase live and I'm going to post this on my Facebook because again, I posted when I had a great feedback. So this one was great as well. Thank you so much, Talia, for giving me this information. Talia, if I'm saying your name wrong, I apologize. Checked out your app earlier. And first, this is an epic idea. I've honestly never seen a tool like this before. Let me make sure you're seeing. Nope, you're looking at me. Okay, let me do that again. Okay. So checked out your app earlier, and first, this is an epic idea. I've honestly never seen a tool like this before. You're building something powerful. Quick user interface thoughts from first impression. My initial reaction was, whoa, there's a lot in a good way, but I didn't know which option to choose first. Maybe add a little guidance before showing all the pillars or condense them so users feel led versus overwhelmed. Number two, the black and yellow could be elevated to black and animated gold gradients. Right now, it feels a little bit matte. Moving animated gold card borders would look rich, very rich. You might try dropping the header down just a bit for more breathing room. This tool will be perfect for gamification, choosing a path, guided steps, earning points and tokens, etc. I love the icons, by the way, had to say that. A light mode, white and gold, could be great for accessibility. All personal feedback. Overall, you're building a really powerful financial tool. Seriously impressive. Come on, that was amazing. Thank you so much for your feedback on that one. Okay, and I want to go through the third one because Justin Burns actually gave some feedback on the actual app. And I had to drop the user feedback from the man, the source of the millionaire app builder that has this amazing summit and then provided feedback for little old Adrian Mays and Enika Gaines' app. Like we're thankful Because here's some feedback, Adrian. Good colors, but the dashboard is a little busy. The dashboard is for people to get a glimpse as they go through the app. You want to use it as a way to give them a few to do items to do. Like I told you, hope at times you may want to change some of the colors of the icons. Don't be afraid to add a little color at times to some pages to switch things up. Talia mentioned this add in a Talia mentioned this, add in a light and dark mode button page so people can cut and add it on. I'll reserve a little bit more feedback for our call, but good job. Make those changes though. Please also remove the lovable setting that's cut on. Good job. What up though, Justin? Come on. Come on. He tried out the app. Okay. Now I'm excited about the opportunity to make changes. Now, here's the thing. When you have feedback, I got great feedback to start, right? I posted that. I'm gonna make sure I posted some on Facebook here today as well. Because even any kind of feedback, good or bad, you can have guidance and help when you get amongst the community that cares. And I'm so excited because now I see that, I was preaching to Unika. We were talking about marketing, of course, marketing, marketing, marketing. Everybody has issues with marketing. When you have certain great things, like we have so many different things that we've done in regards to helping people, but marketing is always the key. Getting it out there, getting a voice, being precise with your message, and being clear. Now, again, community, you wouldn't think this because I'm always live and I'm doing things. I have just that type of personality, but communication isn't my strongest key. You wouldn't know that, right? But because of the fact that I want to show people what's possible and empower people to take risks, to fail forward, to go through things and see what's possible. That's why I'm documenting all of these aspects of my journey so that people can just take a chance on themselves. Believe in you versus you. It doesn't matter because God already has the plan already set up. I didn't know that God was going to have me sleep in today because I knew I was going to be up late tonight with all these changes that I'm going to make. So I'm just so thankful, Justin, for your feedback, to Leah for your feedback, as well as Jay for your feedback just over the last 24 hours. So now I have changes and updates to make. So we get to the call on Tuesday. I can make these changes. Come on and make this app be something that everybody wants to help with their financial journey. The whole idea, and Nico and I was talking in regards to having all these different aspects. So let me talk and show the app at the same time. Then I'm going to go to the replay. But the key thing, with having all these different pillars, working directly in taxes, like taxes is something that you have in your life. It doesn't matter if you make money or don't make money, taxes somehow is a part of your solution because again, after the age of when you start making money, taxes becomes the play in that. So having all these different tax calculators, and again, it's heavily weighted towards taxes, not as an excuse. I'm just being honest because my business partner has 30 years of tax experience and then seeing the impact that taxes can make on your life, it's huge. So having this knowledge base of being able to kind of get a grips on that, it's something that would not be, it's not a mistake, right? It's definitely needed. The same thing with our business pillar, like credit. Now, credit is very important, especially in regards to decisions for taxes, or decisions for real estate, for investments. So understanding that how to leverage credit, how to live and building the opportunities, the financial opportunities with credit. People say like credit is a bad thing. Credit is something that you can leverage to be able to help you get to the things that you need to do in regards to life. Same thing with real estate. Having a background as a mortgage broker and being a licensed mortgage broker, having our own mortgage broker at one time, I know the impact and the weight of people, first time home buyers, even real estate professionals and agents and mortgage professionals, these different things, to have this at your fingertips to educate you on the fly if you're talking to a client, people that are investing in Airbnbs and short-term rental homes, multifamily properties, everything to create wealth is here. Now, is it perfect? No. I can be honest and say it's not perfect, but what is perfect? Nothing can provide perfection but you. And the action that you can take, like building a business, understanding the different write offs, and people leave so much money on the table in regards to just write offs in general. And not having a business, not having this side hustle figured out, so giving people these calculators was the whole concept, was just to have a one place, especially this profit and loss calculator. That is huge. Just having one place where you can get all of your finances. Now, nothing is ever complete. It's something, some things might be missing. Like nonprofit. I'm the president of my nonprofit organization, CCT, Because We Care Foundation, for the last 16 years. And we've seen that in regards to people not having deductions or understanding how their business can actually build, having a nonprofit and having charitable giving. So I'm just showing people what's possible, right? AI consulting. I mean, AI is here. And now, like I said, I want to change my live virtual conversation, most likely being something around apps with AI. People that either want to talk about their apps or I'm going to talk about their apps. So, just the same way that I'm taking this concept now with as well. So, just having this preview again of the app and being able to see that life insurance, understanding life insurance, that was another thing. Like people don't understand the value of life insurance and protecting what matters most. I'm always about that life. And so all of these different things, I have true experience and stories in regards to the process of it. Estate planning, understanding if you need a trust or not, if a will is good enough for your situation, having a beneficiary distribution calculator. I was so impressed. There's someone in the program that built an app for caregivers. And just because what happens is we go through things in life. And so all of these things in this app, and that's why I was like, I asked the group when I first connected with them or what have you, I was like, is it overwhelming? Is it too much? But we can't say it's too much because again, the automation piece, having a time savings calculator, and I love the feedback that I received because, like I said, I'm showing you this now on purpose. The reason I'm going through and showing you this now is because it's going to change. I got feedback. I understand. I have systems and things I want to show you. So you're going to see the before and after. So you'll see what's in there now, and then you're going to see the next part of the project. So again, it's one of the. I'm just so excited. So travel being a great part of it, right? Understanding your deductions that you can actually have for travel and understanding the rewards as a business owner that you can actually benefit from as well. Mindset. Oh my God, mindset is so huge because if you don't believe in your product, who will? Your greatest asset is you. But it's okay if you don't understand like the importance of that. You're not going to get every area of your life correct. That's what the importance of a team is. That's what the importance of mentorship is and investing in yourself because again, you're going to have stress. That's life. You're going to have failures. That's life as well, but working smarter versus harder, compounding everything, having these different calculators for savings, understanding this budget calculator is huge. People don't understand the importance of having and creating a budget. Having everything all in one place is so key as well because you don't have to go to millions of different apps. You have everything right here in one spot. Now, this one is a special hub that we included because, again, with Enika having over 30 years of tax experience, these are some key things that people were looking for. When are the deadlines? So all these questions are already being answered right at your fingertips and links right to the IRS website right at your fingertips as well. So these key things we wanted to provide this information because these are things people ask for. And then, okay, after you file your taxes, how do I actually check up on my return refund? What do I need to do to actually see how long it's going to take? So, and again, yes, that's what the tax resource hub is for. And then two, of course, health. Your health without your wealth. I actually have a certification in long-term care. And I understand that, when you don't set up your situation, the spin down, what does that mean? People having Medicaid. These are questions that we are answering for people so that, knowledge is power, right? But if you don't have applied knowledge, that's the piece. And then this transformation challenge of 90-day challenge, we put this here because, again, 10 minutes a day, you can complete your wealth transformation story, getting started for, if it's not for you, your legacy that you can build. And that's where we got the name, the AI Legacy Blueprint Master Calculator, because every day, say for instance, you didn't know anything I was talking about. Every day, this walks through every calculator just for 10 minutes and gives you a short task to be able to have your own personal situation all in one place. So again, I agree with some of the feedback that was provided, and I'm glad I was able to provide that preview for you. And so now what I want to do is jump in and show the rest that was missed in regards to Justin Burns and his replay that I provided yesterday, because it was powerful, so powerful. And I want to make sure to get you in.
So you get to create your own affiliate program. We're going to put it in the marketplace in the app builder. You can take somebody's link and you could just start promoting it and make money between each other. That's what I'm told you guys. I am building a incubator. This is not a course.
Let me pause that right there really quick. Today, I've been on them in regards to going through the information to make this app the best app possible. And again, we're going to build other tools as well, but structure of those tools, you have to go with someone that's already done it. So just a little bit about Justin Burns and who he is. If you missed the actual check out the replay if you missed yesterday in regards to uh, in regards to just the growth. But he's actually the creator of Maestro. Maestro is a let me go to Maestro really quick here, so that way you'll know who you're talking to or dealing with. Maestro is a platform that he built, and let me show it here real quick. And he is the founder of Maestro, and he talks about a lot in regards to how Maestro was helped, how Maestro was built, how he got the investments, and now it's over, valued over $1 million in regards to the process. And you see how his app process, and this is just just something just to see who you're dealing with. So you see how it's just clean, and the difference in mine versus his. So when you think about mentorship and you think about coaching, and those people that you want to align yourself with, and all of these factors are so key, because again, you want to know who you're building with. You don't want to build with someone that might not have tried yet or is just getting started in the game, but you want to get involved with people that have skin in the game. So who he is, he's the founder of Apps Built with AI, helping creators build apps with AI as well as technologists, a TEDx speaker, and he's been through the ups and downs, the ins and outs of app building. So if you want someone that's been through the trenches, pay attention here. Let's go jump back into the replay. So I just wanted to kind of give you that idea who you're listening to.
If you think this is a course, don't join. This is not a course. This is a holistic system to make sure that you have everything you need to scale a 6-7 figure at business. Okay. So that's bonus number 6. All right. So the total value of this is $6,376. You get the training, you get the coaching, you get the app to help you to flesh out your idea. I'm also adding more because I told you guys the reason why I have longevity in this industry, the reason why you could go to Google. I have 30,000 customers. You can go to Google, and let me tell you something. You will not find Justin scam anything, because I deliver on what I say I'm going to do. Because the worst thing I hate is taking people's money and they don't feel like they got the value. That ain't me, and that ain't my company. You hear somebody just say in the chat, they say world-class customer service. Actually, you guys don't know this, but I get really irritated with my team, and they not that they need the irritation, but that's how obsessed I am with everything. I'm also obsessed with making sure customers are serviced and they have the highest value of support. Because companies don't, because I get irritated when I just have to email somebody and I got to wait 15 days to get a reply. You guys get it. So you can text us, you can email us, you can WhatsApp us. Listen, I'm also building other systems that you'll be able to message us. We are big on support, and we are here to help you. And that's what makes us completely different. So last, real quick, and it's called integrity. Somebody said in the chat, it's integrity. Apps built with AI core curriculum, value of over $1,497. You get the 3-day virtual boot camp, which is valued at $997. You get the AI profit blueprint builder. You get lifetime access next month. We will start in the future summits. We are going to have a monthly fee because of the fact that we will start adding stuff to it. You have a live getting started call that you can also join. You get the monthly sessions with me about branding. You get the monthly call with me where you can jump on and ask questions, and you get the ultimate done for you toolkit, and you get the exclusive app partnership community that has a total value of $6,376. And we were pricing this at $1,997. Today, you can get it for $997. And some of you have spent $997 on things that are not investments into you. Invest in you. If you want to make it in the new economy that's coming, that's already here, where we're going to see robots. I just told somebody I just got off a plane about a month ago, and I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, and there are literally delivery robots walking around, drones dropping off packages on my doorstep, and there's driverless cars. I've only been gone for like only about 2 years. I have been gone a little bit. What do you think the next 2 or 3 years are going to look like? Robots are coming, and they're coming for all of everybody's jobs. I don't care what anybody tells you. They're lying to you. 300,000 jobs have been lost in the last month. Be the creator of apps, be the creator of technology, and it's going to make you money. Sherry, there is no monthly investments. I am a man of integrity. I will tell you if there was a monthly fee, I would have told you about it. I don't do the hide and bait. That's not me. Okay. So $997. Team, can you drop the link, please, in the chat? We should have already dropped the link. Okay, so Vanessa just dropped the link. There's the link. I want you to go to appsbuiltwithai.com/accelerator. We do have a few uh, uh, plans on there. So you do have a payment plan, 2 payments of $597, 1 payment of $997. In the future, if you don't jump in next week, the price does jump. But let me tell you guys, I will tell you this really, really quick. We are going to increase the price because the value is going to be there. And the monthly blueprint builder will not be lifetime anymore. It will be a monthly investment. All right. So the link is in the chat. Let me just show you guys. When you go to the page, here's how the page looks. Let me just show you real quick. When you go to appsbuiltwithai.com/accelerator, you're going to scroll down. It's going to show you all of the amazing things that you are going to get. You're just going to choose your plan. All right, here's what you're going to do. You could go to choose a $997 plan or the 2 payments of $597, or we do have a plan of 3 payments of $399. Now, let me tell you guys something. Don't let anything stop you from being a part of the movement that we are building. Don't let anything stop you. If you need more payment plans, reach out to our team so we can get you squared away. We want you to be in the program. All right, team, can you drop the support link, support at Aspect with AI, or you drop the phone number. We also have a phone number. Guys, it's 2025. If a company ain't letting me call in, even if it's a course company, I don't want to do business with them. One of the things we're doing at Maestro too, we're building actual systems where I'm investing in, because I'm just I don't want to email somebody all the time. I want to talk to someone. So I even told my team, like Maestro, we're going to be building in even customer support where people can call in. Like, guys, I'm investing in infrastructure and the future. So if you want to talk to us, we're going to drop the number. Don't let this opportunity go by. Chat. We got 3 of my team members here, Elke, Vanessa, and also we have Shalyn. Okay. So Kira just joined. We got many of you joining. Like I said, don't pass this up. We're building something amazing. And it is going to be amazing. So you go to the page. There's also financing options. If you click one of the options, just to show you guys this, we have elective. If you want financing, we do have a partner. You can also reach out to us, okay, if you want to be able to have, like, you can see if you qualify with elective. It's a buy now and pay later option. It's a really great option if you need that to happen. But if you need more payment plans, we are here to help you. And also, one bonus that I did not talk about, one bonus. I miss when I was traveling the world. One thing I missed, and this does come with a guarantee, just to show you guys this, it does come with a guarantee. Go through the milestones, will help you up until you are successful. It's one of our things. Here's the last thing I'll say to this, and then we're going to bring up Jason. Sorry, Jason. Jason's supposed to come up a little bit ago, but I wanted to make sure I offer this to you. Here's what we're going to do, all right? I told you guys my lifestyle. I love this lifestyle. I serve you guys on the road no matter what country I'm in. As long as it has internet, I'm going to help you, okay? Here's what I'll tell you, all right? Here's what I'll tell you. One powerful thing I will tell you. My lifestyle is the one I created for myself. I love traveling the world. Personal stuff doesn't make me happy. If you want a big house, that's great. That doesn't make me happy. Stuff like the new car I have, that doesn't make me happy. What makes me happy is personal fulfillment of my spirituality and the growth that I can become the best human being I can be while I'm here. Traveling helps me to do that. Okay. So for me, I am leaving the country next month, but because I miss my in-person events, I am going to be doing a small meetup here in Atlanta, Georgia. We're going to give you guys the dates. It's January before I leave the country at the end of the month. You guys will be able to come. This is a fast action bonus. You just have to put down a small deposit because we want to ensure that people show up. All right. So, team, somebody's asking for the payment link. Please drop the payment link. It is Apps Built with AI at the Accelerator. Elkie just dropped the link. Go right to the link. Sign up. If you have any issues, reach out to our team. We will make sure that you are here. All right. So everybody got it. Everybody, who else is working on? Type in the chat if you're working on. We just had a couple more signups. Type in the chat if you're working on it. Just type in the chat that you are working on joining the accelerator. Type in the chat that you are working on it. Who's working on it? Who's working on it? Carla says I'm stepping out it. Tanisha said working on it. Who else working on it? Dana's working on it. Who else is working on it? Adokia is working on it. Tequez is working on it. Okay, we got a lot of you working on it. Let's go. We're gonna build this thing together. Nicole is working on it. All right, who else is working on it? Shamara is working on it. Who else is working on it? John Rose is working on it. Who else is working on it? All right, we got a lot of people, guys. We're gonna do this thing together. I promise you. All right, Sheila says I did it yesterday. Maxwell says working on it as we speak. Joseph is working on it. Monique is working on it. All right, we got a lot. Ramona is working on it. Who else is working on it? As I'm telling you, don't miss this. Don't miss this boat. Don't miss this boat, because there's some people who have already built their apps, and I'm telling you, if you have me guiding you and people like Jason guiding you, Sim is working on it. Talana is working on it. Charlene says I joined yesterday. Tanisha says I'm going to be on this boat. All right. So you guys keep working on it. If you want to be on the boat and you have any issues, reach out to us, please. We want to talk to you. We want to help you. Don't just sit on the sidelines and say, oh my God, I don't know how we could do. All right. So with that said, so you guys are not here all day because I want to enjoy my Saturday, and I know y'all want to join. Diana said I joined yesterday. Welcome, Diane. We got so much amazing stuff, and I want you guys here all day. Let's go ahead and switch to, I'm going to bring up my buddy while you guys are working on it. I'm going to bring up one of my good friends, introduce him. Can we get Jason in here as well? You guys don't want to miss this. This is a good treat. I want to introduce him real quick. So let me introduce the man, the myth, the legend really quick. Don't miss this interview, y'all, all right? I'm going to enjoy this. First, let me introduce him. So this is one of my good friends, mentor, friend, Jason Long. I'm gonna tell you how I met Jason. So, because I do this all the time, right? So, Jason, this is probably have to be 2015, 2016, and Jason was I didn't know what the heck my team. I was this is how like thinking about this stuff is hilarious. Like, I didn't know what I was doing with tech. So I absolutely didn't know what I was doing in 2015, 2016. So I was figuring everything out piece by piece. I was remember being on a developer call with my developers, and one of the customers emailed us of one of the other apps, and they were like, I can't, because we had a forgot password on the site. And they were like, they were like, the forgot password isn't working. And I said, well, can somebody send them their forgot password? And my team was like, well, Justin, you remember when I told you that we needed an admin panel to manage our users? And I was like, oh, that's what you were talking about. So I was such a noob, right? And I was like, oh, so an admin panel lets you manage users so you can send out their passwords, or if they have password issues, something isn't working, we can manage the users. And so I started YouTubing. I was like, how to do an admin panel. And Jason comes up, right? Jason comes up and he's teaching how to do an admin panel. So I'm watching this YouTube video. I was like, man, this dude is smart. Like, so I emailed him and he responds the next day, and I find out he's in Atlanta, and we met up. And since then we've been friends, and he's gotten me through some rough storms in this tech space. He recently turned around an 8-figure company that was failing, that was losing a lot of cash, and he turned it around. He became the CEO of that company, and he sold that company, turn it around. So I want you guys I told you guys there's levels to building a tech company, and this guy's like one of the smartest people that I know. He's a good friend. Like, I don't call many. I told you guys I'm getting to the age where I used to be like that. You know how you like somebody, like, that's my friend. That's my friend. I stopped doing that a long time ago. I stopped calling everybody my friend. If I call you my friend, I mean it. This guy's a friend. He's been there for me. He didn't want anything when he helped me. I'm not saying you gotta look, his rates are his rates, but I'm saying like he I could tell that he just valued our friendship and he wanted to help me. He's built some amazing tech companies. So welcome, Mr. Jason Long. What's up, Jason? Good to have you here, man.
Thank you so much, Justin. Man, you look amazing. You look so good. I've never seen you
What? You
do
like
done
my
one of these
studio? You like the
presentations.
studio look? You like the
You
studio
look
look?
so good, man. I am so impressed. So everybody knows, I always talk to Justin like he's like just got home from the gym. He's looking rough. He's tired. We're on different time zones. And like I come in today and like, you are sharp, man. You are so sharp. I got turned this thing on like 45 minutes ago. I was like, damn, Justin looks good.
Don't tell
So
people
yeah,
I look
man.
Rough, Jason. Don't tell people I look rough. You know, I look good all the
He
time.
never looks rough. He never looks rough. No.
All right. So I want you guys to have this conversation because Jason is a good friend. Actually, Jason will be teaching in the accelerator. See, most of you guys don't know what's coming. Like Jason is going to be one of the mentors in the accelerator because he has real. You guys know there's a difference between coaches and people that have what we call the battle scar wounds. They've been through the wounds, right? They know what they're doing. Jason is one of those guys. Like even watching you, Jason, we'll talk about that in the conversation. Watching you watching you turn this company that was losing and bleeding so much money around was also impressive. So first, let's tell everybody who you are, what you do, your experience. Give the people a little bit about you.
All right. First off, thank you so much for having me. I really, really, really appreciate it. It's great to talk to everybody. My name is Jason Long. I've been running technology businesses for the last 26 years now. I can't believe it's been that long. That's a long time.
Get old.
Yeah. I'm starting to feel it, man. I'm starting to feel it. But yeah, so I've been running tech businesses for 26 years. I've worked in private equity as a private equity operator and operational partner, meaning somebody they call when they have a problem, they need to turn things around, they need to fix things, they need somebody to come and operate a business. I own a portfolio of software as a service, productized services, agency outsourcing, and coaching businesses, as well as some other businesses as well. I have a similar lifestyle to Justin. Before I had kids, I traveled around a lot. Now I have two beautiful kids. And we travel around a little bit. So we instead of going 2 months here, 3 months there. Good question, Patricia. I look younger than I am. I'm actually 46 years old, so not as young as I look. But yeah. So similar lifestyle to Justin. I'm actually sitting here in Playa del Carmen today, Playa del Carmen, Mexico. It's my winter home base, and let's see what else. It's my favorite. It's one of my favorites. Yeah, it is. It's great for the kids too. All right, so where was I at? Yeah, built, grown, sold a number of tech businesses as well as other businesses. Everything from mapping systems, trade show related systems, outsourcing. I run a consultancy that helps software as a service businesses both get off the ground and grow and go to market. Operate a team of developers. I am also a developer and a senior UX designer. We release, I don't know, several new applications per year, and some of them ours, some of them for clients. It's all over the place. And we're running right now about 5 businesses.
Yeah. So the guy knows what he's doing. That's why I wanted him to come over here. And also just let you guys know, I don't let anybody speak into my life. Like I don't let people give me advice, and you guys shouldn't either. I don't let anyone tell me advice. This guy's the real deal. He's a good friend. So let's get into some questions, man. So you've been around. You have both sides, right? You built companies. You've also are developers, so you understand the tech side of things. Let's start with, what would be, what would you say, like the times that we're in, right? So many people are sometimes a little bit nervous of what's happening. The tech people are afraid of software. The people who are just entering in are they entering into the right space? Can you kind of add some context to like the times that you're seeing and the future that's currently ahead?
Yeah, absolutely. I want to clarify one thing real quick, though. I'm a very bad developer. I was a developer 25 years ago, so I'm not a great developer anymore.
You understand
it was a
it at
long time
least.
ago.
You understand it
Yeah,
at least.
but I will say, and this leads into what you're asking about. I'm not a very good developer, but with AI, I'm a very good developer. I am a very fast developer because like everything is done for you. Everything, and not done for you, but like if you know what you're doing, if you have a background in it, you can move fast. You can move so fast. Like we're launching a product right now. We expected it to take us somewhere between 3 and 6 months, not including the design phase. We're on track to finish in 3 weeks. And that's with a team. That's not just one person. That's a team operating. So that leads into what you're asking about. Like I hear the same thing. I hear a lot of people saying, these are dark times, people are losing their jobs, AI is going to take over everything. And I think it's the exact opposite of that. I think now is the golden age of software development. Because if you just have a little bit of focus, if you can just sit there and learn things for a little bit, if you have the impetus to get out there and do it, you can do it right now. The people that are smart and the people that are driven, they're going to accelerate faster and faster and faster beyond everybody else in a way that has never happened before. Like it's going to be, I mean, the world is changing right now. And that's what we're seeing. I'm seeing so many new tech entrepreneurs popping up left and right now that never could have been there before. So I think that, this age of working for people and having a regular job and all of that in some of the areas of tech space is starting to decline, but this ability to do it by yourself is going up.
Yep, I agree. So many people think it's not like this is the golden age, and I mean that, right? Like there's people that are getting to market so fast. They used to take 6 months, a year, and it used to take us so long. Like I remember calling Jason years ago, and I was like, Jason, this process is ridiculous with these developers. It's taking so long to prototype this thing. And Jason, I remember Jason was actually the first people. I got to credit you for this too. This was about a year and a half ago. I remember where I was. I was sitting at a table. I was in Nairobi, Kenya. Remember, I was in Kenya and we were talking.
I remember.
And I said, and I was having challenges with my old development team. This is just a transparency conversation with you guys. I was having a big shit. I was about to switch my old developers out. This is about a year and a half ago. And Jason was like, have you looked into AI to code? And I was like, what? It's like, have you looked into AI for coding? I was like, AI does that? And I mean, I knew, but I didn't know and when Jason says something, I'm just one of those people that just, like I said, I trust Jason and he has the experience. I was like, okay, interesting. As soon as we got off, I went crazy with hours upon hours of studying Claude code and all this coding stuff. I probably didn't get any sleep that whole night. And what that leads me to the next question is in terms of being able to scale a tech company, where do you kind of see AI going as it relates to coding? Where do you see in the next couple years, where do you see that going?
So, man, that's a great question. So there's a lot to be said about that. The first thing that comes to my mind is the role of the developer. So in the past, when you look at it, the developer was the connector between context. The developer was the person that knew what needed to get done and what the output was supposed to be and connected those things and put them together. That role, you're still going to need oversight, but the actual code development is going to be done automatic. I think more and more, we're going to see systems where the code writes itself. You're going to see confidence metrics to say the system thinks it's this much right, this much wrong, etc. And you're going to be able to just look at where the code is right and wrong. This is more at the enterprise level, small business level, maybe not so much, but that's where I think it's going for that aspect. As far as generally, what does that mean? I think I think we're going to see an onshoring event happen. We've had a lot of development offshored for a long time. I think that we're going to see some onshoring happening again. I think that we're going to see.
Explain what onshoring is.
It means we've been sending development work out to developers in India, the Philippines, Europe, Eastern Europe, et cetera, for years and years and years, because it's cheaper to work there. But now, like, so what you had in a lot of cases, you had really smart people in the U.S. that would just send all of the kind of the grunt work out to get done. But if all that grunt work is just done instantly, I think they're going to bring it back to the US. I think that because if I don't need a team of 20 developers, I just need one guy. I think that's going to come back to the US a little bit, or at least locally. I mean, maybe in some cases they're outsourcing, like you're in Germany and you're sending stuff to South Africa. I think that they're going to start bringing it back. So I think that's going to happen. But more than anything, it's just going to speed everything up. And so here's the downside of it, though, is you might get to what they call the whiteout, where there's just so much stuff everywhere, you don't know what to pick. And so because like once you get to the point, and this is several years down the road, this is maybe 10, 15, maybe even 20 years down the road, where you can just say, like, start a thing, boom, it's mostly done. And I don't even know what that future looks like, to be honest. I'm kind of excited to see it, because I think that there's definitely still going to be things that rise to the top. But I don't know how.
Yeah, it's gonna be amazing. Let's get into like, so you became the CEO of a company a few years ago. It was a company, and I want you guys to really like, hear this, right? Because it was like a sort of story of redemption in a sense. Because I want to kind of get your thought process. So you took over a company. Just tell people kind of like the story a little bit. You took over a company that was bleeding a lot of money. I don't know if you could say how much money they were generating.
No, I can talk all about it. Like the company's been sold, it's been done. Like I actually have no confidentiality requirements around it. So I can talk, I can say whatever.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously I'm not going to talk about like individual people's salaries, but I can talk broadly about whatever.
Yeah, I think it'll be good for people to even know that the levels to technology and the levels to this. Talk about, I'll let you talk.
Yeah, so it was 2019, and we get a call from a private equity group asking if we'd work on some stuff for them. So we get started working on it. They asked me, we come in as a consulting group to start looking at the system. Actually, you want me to tell you do you want me to tell the story about the funny way things got started with it, or do you want me to just go right into it? Because it was a funny way it got started. All right, cool. Yeah. All right, so first we get started consulting on this project. It was a $65 million distressed asset that was sinking rapidly. They were coming up to some milestones that were kind of make it or break it milestones on this asset. And when I say asset, what I mean is as a business. So it was a $65 million per year business, or I'm sorry, they purchased it for $65 million. It was doing about $38 million at the time. In revenue. Yeah, in revenue. So they called me and they were like, hey man, this system has tons of problems. We need somebody to consult. I start consulting with them, and they call me back about, I don't know, 6 months in, and they go, we have a bunch of consultants, and you're like the only guy that seems to have any idea what the hell is going on. And I was like, oh, well, I appreciate that. But what's going on is that the company has a lot of problems. So how many tech people do you have in here? You have a bunch of people with tech experience. If I tell about like what the problem is, will people understand it? You think?
Don't go too deep, because you techie people can go crazy off the deep end. So keep it. We got some. All
right. So I'm going to go through it real quick. So it's a system that was built in COBOL, which was a software development language built in like the 70s. And instead of upgrading the system, they just wrapped it in VB, and then they wrapped it in VB.net, and then they wrapped it in .NET, whatever the web forms. And so what that meant is there's all of these abstraction layers, and then all the people that built the core system were either retired or dead. And nobody in the team wanted to touch the core system. It was a giant mess. And by the way, this is a system that supported hundreds of hospital systems across America. So all your health records, this is what it was. So they asked me, they were like, do you want to be the CEO of this business? And I was like, no, I do not want to be the CEO of that business. I was like, you got to find somebody smarter than me to fix this problem because I don't know how to do it. And so then they came back and they were like, well, this business has a business unit that is actually web-based, but it's got a lot of problems. Are you interested in being the CEO of that business? And I was like, no, I have my own businesses. I have all of, all this stuff, all these people that I manage. I've got all this other stuff. And they're like, how about for all this money? And I was like, hold on, let me think about that. So I talked to my wife and I was like, we are at a spot where like I can step away from the other businesses. I can do other things. I put my leadership team in charge. And I was like, I'm going to be gone for a couple of years. And so I took over the business unit. And when I got there, they were losing $250,000 a month on a sub $10 million per year business. So we're talking like they're losing a lot of money on this business, like a lot of money. In 1 year, we took the churn rate. That's how many customers they're losing each month. We took the churn rate from 20 to 30% per year. It was actually really hard to tell exactly where they were because nobody had been paying attention for so long in this business. From 20 to 30% per year historical over the last 7 years, down to less than 1% in first year. We also 10x sales the first year. We 15x sales the next year. And the following year, we sold the business, a business that had never made a penny. By the way, under me, like the whole time I was working on just getting it back to cash neutral. We managed to sell the business for 2.5x revenue. And this was a business that a couple of years prior, nobody would touch. Nobody in the industry would touch it with a 10-foot pole. And I felt like it was a huge success. It was a enormously stressful project. It was like 80 hours a week for almost 3 years. I was so burnt out when I got done with it. I had to take like 7 months off just to recuperate. I felt like it was a huge success.
You were super like I mean I was in because we were in. I think at that time when you were doing that business, I think I was in Mexico with you. I think like we were like neighbors. We were neighbors for a while, and I was living in Playa, and you were living in Playa as well. Well, people know what you're talking about. There's some tech people in here because there's a lot of people saying Cobalt. Oh my God! Like so, there's some people who know what you're talking about. But you turned that business around. It was bleeding money, and then you turned that business around and still sold it for 2x. That's impressive. What would you say is the biggest what would you say is like the biggest lesson or takeaway of turning a failing business that was bleeding money, and how did you turn it around? Would you say that is?
All right, so that's two different questions. The biggest lesson and how did I turn it around, because that's like how I turn it around is a different thing. The biggest lesson, let me think about that. Let me tell the story, and then let me come back to the biggest lesson, because I learned a lot of lessons there. You know, it probably is going to relate to something you were talking about before, is that it's all about sales. Like you can have the best product in the world, but if you don't have good sales, it doesn't make any difference. It's all about revenue. All right. So how'd I do it? I got in there, and keep in mind that this piece was actually built. It was not done in COBOL. Like there were aspects that were COBOL, there were aspects that were VB, but the majority of the system was actually built in .NET Web Forms, which was still like 25-year-old architecture. So there were serious issues there. But the biggest issue by far, and the reason the company was churning so much money and so many customers, and by the way, these were super sticky customers. Like you had to like really screw up to lose these customers because the cost of transition was really high. So if we're losing 20 to 30% per year, we are really, really screwing it up. Yeah. The problem was the system was not usable. In this industry, it was long-term care. We were the 5th largest long-term care EHR, electronic health record system in the US at the time. So this system, it took 40 hours to train a nurse how to use the system. But the turnover rate at a long-term care facility is 90% for nurses in 1 year. 90% of people turn over. So you're going to train somebody for a week straight. It's really going to be more like 3 or 4 weeks. You know, write all this documentation and do all this stuff, and they're going to be gone in 6 months. What a huge waste. So it was super, super, super hard to use. So the first thing I did is I hired a team of UX designers and front-end developers. I sent my team to school for UX, for design thinking, and we started reworking the design of the product. And this was such a massive system. This was a 10-year plan rebuild on design only. So we were able to accomplish the majority of it in 2.5 years, but or the majority of the largest systems in 2.5 years. But still, there was a 10-year cycle to get to that. And if we had more money, we could have done it faster. But it's a distressed asset. There's no money, right? We're like burning through money. So that's why it's so extended. So anyway, hired a bunch of designers, developers, got the thing moving. So that was number one. Number two, sales and reputation. People hated this company. This company probably literally killed people. They hated this company. So
why?
So remember, all right, so it's an EHR system, right? I think it was in 2014. This was years before I got the business. 7 years before I got the business. They were not managing their operations well. They shipped everything to India for development with minimal oversight. They fired a bunch of their senior people. And when they did that, they broke their own product. They were required to release for compliance. And when they did the release, they weren't on an agile cycle. They were on a monolithic development cycle. And when they had to release, their core feature broke. And everybody had to go back to paper for a year. Think about that. Think about like a massive, massive disaster. I saw, so I can't pronounce it. I saw somebody say like disaster. Yeah, like it was a huge disaster. So everybody had to go back to paper for a year. And that's why I say people probably died. People probably did die because they had everything in the system and all of a sudden they couldn't reference really important medical data. Now, technically speaking, they have backup paper for all of this stuff. So you should be able to use your paper records as well. But it was a huge, huge disaster. They lost the majority of their clients there. Anyway, so they had that problem. So we had to go in and rebrand the entire business. So we started over, rebranded the entire business. We built a new logo, new name, new everything, new design, new systems. And then we started going to market on it about 8 months after. 8 months after I took over, we started going to market on it with brand new everything. And it was by far the fastest I've ever done this stuff. We built a 120-page website, like really, really nice looking website, 120 pages just to describe the product and all the features and all the sub-features and all of that stuff. Not even the blog was in that 120 pages. We did it in like 6 weeks, which was a unbelievably fast build on that. Anyway, so we brand new brand, brand new everything. We started a podcast, which became the most well-known and listened to podcast in the entire industry. We had an SEO channel and which generated massive amounts of traffic. We generated more traffic to our website, buying intent and informational traffic to our website than the top 3 industry publications combined within 2 years, which was pretty impressive. We had a $260,000 per year trade show budget, and we hit pretty much every one of those trade shows. We were at trade shows every single week for years. What else did we do?
Wait.
Yeah, that was it.
Wait. Hold up.
Yep.
So you went all in. You came into this company. You saw all the challenges, and then you said, "Listen, we're one of the most hated companies in this industry, right?" And
the most hated. We were the most hated.
Let me just give the title of the most hated company in this industry. And then you said, "Wait a second. We're gonna change this reputation." And then you went all in on marketing, and you said, "Listen,
product. We had to have a great product. If we're gonna market it, you gotta fulfill the promise."
Oh, wait. I skipped that part because I just want you guys to see the connections because me and Jason didn't talk about what I was going to talk about. So you guys see, he went and he retrained his team on design thinking to make sure his product had that fit. Jason is actually one of the few guys. I'm so happy that he agreed to be a mentor in this program because Jason is one of the few. Actually, I have to credit. I got to give you your flowers, bro. You got me. You were one of the people who got me into thinking about user experience and onboarding. I was so focused on product building before I met you. You were one of the core people that I got to give you your flowers for, where you got me. You were like Justin, are you thinking about the user experience? Justin, if you're churning, like people are like look at onboarding. I didn't because I just thought it was like people sign up, they go through a couple steps, and then they sign up for your product. Jason was like got me into design thinking as he mentored me. He was like one of the guys who got me into that. But you had people focus on the design experience and focus on the user experience, and then you was like, all right, now that we fixed the product, now that our churn numbers are going down, now that we don't have our churn numbers anymore. I mean, well, we don't have as much high churn as we used to in our product. Now let's go all in on marketing. So you went and you did SEO, you did trade shows, but mainly you did a podcast. Did you do any paid ads? Did you do any paid ads? I'm assuming you did paid ads.
I think we tried it and it wasn't as beneficial. Like we could put the money into the trade shows. We had the most, I was lucky and I was smart, but I think partly lucky. Did you ever meet Peter Murphy Lewis? Did I introduce you to him?
What were we in Mexico?
He jumps between Chile and Kansas.
I don't know. You introduced me to a few guys.
Okay, yeah. So I hired him. He's the most popular gringo in Chile. He has a TV show in Chile that he's like the mixture of like the Dirty Jobs guy and Anthony Bourdain of Chile. And it was right when Chile was having their political upheaval, and he fled the country. All of his businesses were tourism and TV related, and he fled the country with his wife and his kid. And he came back to Kansas, and he took over a zoo. And in 1 year, he like 10x the zoo, but he didn't want to stay working at the zoo. And I knew the guy through my networks, and I hired him as my director of marketing, a VP of marketing. And that was one of the best hires for that business. That guy is such a rock star. So what he did, it was really smart. He was like, I want to do this podcast. And I was like, all right, cool. That sounds great. Let's do it. But then he's like, he had just the best idea. He's like, I want to do a podcast, but I don't want it to have anything to do with the business. And I was like, okay, tell me. He's like, I want to do a completely separately branded podcast, because what we're going to do is we're going to take this podcast and we're going to go to trade shows, and we're going to podcast live from the trade show, and it can't be connected to the business.
That is smart.
It was really smart.
Wait. Hold on. I just want people to pick that up. Wait a second. So you went to the trade shows and you guys were doing, and this was to promote your software. You went to the trade shows and then you were doing the live podcast at the trade shows.
Yep. But here's the thing.
I've never thought about doing that. That is crazy.
Yeah. So here's what we did. First, we got it going. So we ran it for like 6 months. We started getting onto CEOs' radar and the like different CEOs in the industry, and like getting them to come in and interview. But it had nothing to do with the business. It was a complete, like, we didn't use the business name anywhere. Totally different brand, different name. Our business, which was experience.care, was one of the sponsors. But it was not like, nobody actually connected that our director of marketing, our VP of marketing, was also the host of the podcast. So I don't know why nobody ever got that, but it flew under everybody's radar. And so anyway, we run this for a while, and then finally he's like, all right, I think it's time to go to one of these trade shows. And so we pitch all these trade shows, and they're like, I don't know. And finally, it was Georgia. It was the Association, Long-Term Care Association, Georgia, something like that. It's called Georgia Healthcare Association, something like that. They let us in, and we were very strict. The podcast is about the podcast, and that's it. We don't talk about the business. But what would happen is Peter would be talking to people, and he would say, you know what? You sound like you're having a problem with your electronic health records company. Why don't you talk to my buddy Brian right next door at our sales booth? and he would just funnel leads to us all day long. So that was how we got it done. Is that he would just funnel leads, but only good leads. It's like not like people that legit had problems. It wasn't like he was like selling everybody. He wasn't hard selling anything like that. He was only the good ones, only the people that really had a problem. And the whole goal was actually just to be a beacon of information, of good information for the industry. And that drove so much of everything. I mean, that drove our reputation, that drove all these things. And then over time, people started realizing like, oh, this is the same thing, but they keep it separate. And then after we did Georgia, though, we started getting invited to more and more trade shows. And people started paying us to go for the podcast. So rather than just getting invited, we were getting like, they were paying our room and board and travel and everything else.
You were getting paid to go.
We were getting paid to go to the trade shows.
Y'all like,
yeah, but here's what we do. Let me finish. So here's what we do. We'd say, how about this? You cover our room and board, and instead of paying us, you give us a booth for our sponsor. So we got all of our trade show booths for free. So we would send our sales team along with the podcast group. They'd run the podcast. Our sales team would sit right beside them. We'd have a nice sales funnel. We'd have, it was very relationship oriented because Peter would it wasn't just about passing sales. It was like generating great relationships. And then when there was a problem, Brian, our director of sales, was sitting right beside him, and he'd go, you know what, you should talk to Brian about that. And that was one of the many ways we did it. But then we took all the podcasts that we did, all these, because we interviewed all these CEOs from across the industry, and we wrote these giant long form SEO focused articles about this great content they gave us. Because what we were doing is we were interviewing really smart people that were doing meaningful things in the world and then promoting all that content. And we put the content onto our website, onto the business website. And we drove our traffic up from that.
You have never told, bro, you have never told, you've been holding out. You have never told me this story.
I have a long form article on my website about the step-by-step on how we did it. I don't want to go to your
website, Jason. I'm hearing it with everybody. Jason been holding out on me. That is, are y'all picking this up? Like, see, like that is you use so most people, just to give you some perspective, Jason, like the way most people think, that's like out of the box thinking. It's like, I don't even think I've ever heard that before. It was like, instead of just, even better too. Would be like, yeah, hold on. Let me tell you this, right? Most people would just be like, let me do a podcast. And then they'll hope that the podcast, you guys took the podcast strategy, you went to a trade show, you start podcasting, interviewing the CEOs at the trade show, you took the content and then you will put it on your website as like social proof. And then the people start seeing it, they would invite you to other trade shows, and then they would basically pay for you. You didn't even have to start paying for the trade show. They just wanted your podcast at the trade show. Okay, finish. I know you got more. That's
yeah. Crazy. So then Peter starts getting invited to do all these keynote speeches all across the country. And at the same time, he's like, well, I need to actually have some kind of certification. So he's like, I'm going to go get certified as a certified nursing assistant and document the entire thing. So he has like a camera crew follow him as he's doing his certification process. And then we use that to help all of these associations recruit more CNAs, which is one of the most needed people in that entire industry. So we're using this to publicize this and bring in more people into the industry. And so more and more people love Peter. And then he's getting more and more of these keynote speeches all across the country. And of course, like everybody loves the guy. And so if he makes a recommendation, everybody's following what he has to say on it. But on top of that, so we take all this content, we build a content team. So we had 2 full-time writers, we had a director of content, we had another person from the podcast team that also helped with the content. I want to say we also had 2 designers. We had a whole team of people that was just taking all the content we did and turning them into these great long-form articles that generated tons and tons and tons of traffic. And then we started interviewing not just the CEOs, but this was Peter's idea. This was my idea. Peter was like, we need to interview the people that really do the work. And so he put together like stories from the front line. I think that's what it was called. And it was like we were interviewing like the cook, the janitors, the people that have been working in these facilities for 30 years. And those were like these like such heartwarming stories and people loved it. And the other part of this, though, all right, so like that got a lot of shares, but the other part of this, and this is really important for your SEO strategy, is if we interviewed you, you had to give us a do follow link on your website. So you had, like, we would write an article for you, we'd do all this stuff for you, but you had to give us a link. So we were being linked from all of the top organizations in the entire industry. So our domain rating, our DR, went through the roof. We overcame all of the other, pretty much everybody in the entire industry. This is how we got the sale price that we got, because we became this marketing machine in the industry. By the time we got done, we were getting 12 to 15 sales qualified leads per week, each one of them worth a minimum of $33,000 per year, on a 3 to 5 year contract.
Crazy. That's insane. Because you were selling, just so everybody else, Jason, his model, if you guys don't know, his model was more enterprise. So what was your average contract value? What was your average contract value?
33,000. So our minimum contract value was 33,000 a year. It was grouped into 3 different major groups, but it started at 33, then it was like 33, 65, and then like the high end ones, which could be millions plus per year.
I just hope you guys caught like all of that. Like, and even if, let's just say you're listening to this and you're like, what is he like, listen, these are like strategies of how, and I always tell them, Jason, like, there's not, like, if you can focus on sales and marketing and get like literally your user experience, tech companies, man, people, especially like if you built the momentum that you guys built, people will, like, they will buy you like it's no, like, you're not just building like all these income machines, you're building an asset, right? Because if you can get the momentum going, there is no, like, even us, I mean, I was telling Jason this, it's like, now that I've used a similar strategy, but I haven't used I'm gonna use your strategy now. That's genius. Like, one of the things that we did, like, now that I go on all these podcasts, I get so many emails from venture capitalists who either every week want to buy Maestro. Remember I was telling you this? I'm like, we get 2-3 emails a week of like, are you selling? Are you selling? Or they try to throw money at us. Hey, can we just give you some money? That's the power of when you actually build that momentum of marketing. People will either you're not just creating income, you're creating something that people want to buy, because tech companies are some of the top, verticals in the world, or B, they want to invest in you. So, all right. So we gotta wrap up.
I got a couple last items. Something you said that caught my attention. Sometimes you're building an asset people want. Sometimes you're building a threat people don't want on the market anymore. When we sold that business, our 2 top bidders was one that wanted the asset and one that saw it as a threat. And the guys that saw it as a threat, like, we knew both these guys really, really well. Like, we knew exactly who these people were. So the ones that saw it as the asset, actually, we sold it to them because we thought they were going to do a better thing with our business in the future. The ones that saw it as a threat, we knew they were going to shut us down. And I wanted to make sure that all these people stayed employed. Even though the ones that saw us as a threat offered us more money, we've had a feeling they were going to try to negotiate us down. And so we still sold it to the second people. But like, you got to remember, sometimes it's a threat, sometimes it's an asset, and people, like, your business is worth whatever someone will pay for it. So remember, this is a business that, in the whole time I had it, was just in this process of getting back to cash flow neutral. It never made a penny. And people paid a lot of money for this business, tens of millions of dollars for this business that never made a penny, because it was a threat to them or was an asset they wanted. And the last thing I'll say is, we took the reputation of this business, by the way, from dead last in the entire industry, according to a company called Class that measures this stuff, to tied with the very top in the business in about a year, a little bit more than a year, with a business that was doing $560 million in revenue at the time. Crazy. So the little guys can come up and beat the big guys sometimes.
Yeah, you focus on it. Did y'all hear, like, drop some love in the chat if this has been like like boom, like you got at least even an idea from this. Yeah, somebody said big dog. That's I told you that's a big dog right here. He took a failing company that was bleeding, not, some people thought, oh, we bleed at six figures. They were bleeding millions of dollars. Jason took this company, turned it around, and was able to still sell this tech company for 2 to 3x what it was. And he had to take 7 months off.
Yeah, 2 to 3x, not EBITDA, but revenue, which is a big difference here.
2 to 3x revenue, which is still good. It's still good because you didn't, because I remember, and this is even being transparent. I remember when you were kind of like, you were like in the thick of it, and we used to talk, and you used to be like, man, this is rough, but you got it done. You sold it. And I remember when you called me, I was like, when we caught up, when we caught back up, you were like, yeah, like you felt so good, right? And you were just like, man, we sold it. So proud of you, bro. And did y'all hear what he said though? Like, I gotta use that as a bar. Either people want to buy you because they see you as valuable, or the thing with tech companies is they see you because you're a threat, right? And they want to get rid of you. So that's a bar. That's a bar.
Yeah.
That's a bar.
Sometimes they want your audience. Sometimes they want your tech. Sometimes they just want your revenue. This is something that a lot of people don't realize, is that a lot of these bigger businesses will buy you for the revenue just to make their books look good for this year and then shut you down. So like, depending upon what your goals are as a CEO, and like what, how much you care about the team, and like what your personal values. Sometimes you're not going to sell it to some of those guys because you know that it's just for right now, and then they're done with you. Like a big company, they're just buying 3 or 4 businesses for the revenue. That's it.
I saw Meta just do that with a company. They were taking off, a little bit. It was like, did you see the wearable AI necklace?
Yeah, Limitless.
I can't remember what it's called. Limitless.
Yeah, Limitless.ai.
Yes. I saw them do this with Limitless.ai. Limitless just launched and they start taking off. Man, Meta saw that, bought them for like, I think, what was it, over $1 billion or something. Like, it was something crazy. They just bought them, and they literally was like, they just shut them down. If you go to their website,
I bet they had some IP. I bet they had a patent they wanted. That's probably what it was. Yeah. Because it's worth it for those big companies. They're like $1 billion, like, yeah, it's a lot of money, but if we get this patent, we have it for the next, long time. Nobody else can compete with us. We just built another wall around our business.
That's what the tech companies are doing. When you build something that's like, either if you market something so good, they're like, we got to get them to either, like you said, get their revenue, get their customer list, or they might just be like, listen, we were going to release something similar. Let's just get them and let's shut them down and just take them off the market and just get their IP or their patent or whatever they have. So, Jason,
or an acqui-hire, they might just be hiring their team to go work on their own product.
Or they want
there's a buddy of mine. He sold a business. He was the largest WordPress support business in the world. As his name is Alex McClafferty. He owned WP Curve. It was bought by GoDaddy for a lot of money. I know roughly how much it was. It was a lot of money they bought them for. And the first thing they did is fire all of his clients.
That's crazy.
Because all they wanted his systems, they wanted his team, they wanted his setup, he became GoDaddy's premium support. But they didn't care about any of his clients. His tens of millions in revenue. They were like, yeah, we don't even care about your tens of millions. Like, we don't give one flip about your tens of millions of revenue. We have so much revenue. We don't even care about that. We want your systems and your people.
I love it, man. I love it. This has been amazing. Listen, guys, make sure, drop some love in the chat for Jason Long, man. This is the type of conversation you would have to pay for or be a fly in the room with guys like this. This is not something this was no fluff. I can assure you, Jason is telling you stuff from a company he sold for millions of dollars. Just drop some love in the chat. Give Jason some love, man. This is not stuff that you could just you would have to be a fly on the wall. And I'm grateful for Jason and his mentorship. I mean, he's helped me. If I told you one day I'm gonna give you your flowers publicly, so I'm gonna give it in front of my community, man. you are one of the main reasons how Maestro went through a storm and came out on the other side. And it's mainly because of you. One of the main reasons, in addition to some of my other mentors, but you're one of my main
You
tech
worked hard, man.
mentors.
You worked hard. It's like I gave you my 2 cents, but you did the work. Like
Yeah.
you went through it. You went through it hard. It was a rough time and some of that stuff.
It was rough. It
So
was
I
rough.
appreciate it, but it's on you, man. Like you did it. I can tell you all day, but like I tell people all the time what what my recommendations are, and they don't do it. You put your nose to the grindstone and made it work, and you worked hard for a long time, and you made
Yeah.
hard decisions.
Yeah, some really hard decisions. And so crazy is we both saw each other. That's how you know you gotta, we're real friends, not people just say friends. You're like a real friend and mentor because we actually like both we both seen each other go through like some rough seasons. Those are real friends, right? You see each other go through something and you be like, okay, like I know. And then you see them come out on the other side and you're like, wait a second, like this person I want to be associated with because this person didn't give up. This person told me about a challenge they had, and then boom, they came out on the other side, which means that they're made of steel, or at least something close to that. So, but listen, Jason, thank you so much. Where can people follow you so people can follow you? Oh, by the way, too, just to let you guys know, like I told you guys, for those of you that are thinking about the accelerator or joining accelerator, Jason has agreed, so you don't have to do this. Jason has agreed to be a mentor in the accelerator. So, guys, if you are thinking about it, stop thinking about it. It's going to be amazing. For those of you who have joined the accelerator, he will be on helping you guys. And I'm going to convince him to do a train. Actually, I don't even have to convince you. Jason is just such a good friend. I said, Jason, can we do a training that's deep on this stuff? He's like, he loves training, he loves teaching. So he's going to do a training in the accelerator for those of you that are thinking about it. And I'm going to twist his arm for us to do, like for him to come out to one of our remote meetings and he's going to be teaching. So I just want you guys to know, man, what can people follow you at, Jason?
You can get me on LinkedIn. Just it's Jason M Long 1. It's whatever I think it's LinkedIn/IN/Jason M Long 1. Jason M Long 1. You can also get me on my 2 different websites, jhmediagroup.com or supportmy.website. Those are two of the things I'm running right now. And actually, if you're also interested, actually, I'll tell you what, I'm going to save this one for later. The AI startup I'm working on. I'll save that for whenever we do the next talk. But yeah, JH Media Group, that's the consultancy. Support my website. That's my website support, enterprise website support company.
We'll drop
the links in a second.
We'll drop the links actually, guys, we'll drop them later. We'll drop the links to Jason's to his profile when we do the replay. So you guys can get all of the links and make sure you got Jason. Do you have an Instagram, man? LinkedIn. These tech guys, they only use LinkedIn.
Yeah, I mean, not really. I used to have stuff on there, but like I haven't updated it in so
Jason
long.
M Long right there, Maxwell. You can put that Jason M Long. Jason, drop your LinkedIn in the chat.
Yeah, I'll drop my LinkedIn right now. Hold on.
Just follow Jason.
Get that.
On LinkedIn.
And I got a question for you, Justin.
Mm-hmm.
When you coming down to visit me? When you come back to Playa?
Jason, this is what Jason does. This is what, like, listen, in the middle of the interview, he wants to ask me when I'm visiting. I'm coming to Mexico soon, man. I promise you, I'm coming to Mexico. He does this. I'll be in the middle of it. I knew he was going to do this. He's like, when are you coming down
when are you coming down? The weather is so nice right now, man. It's like 75 outside.
I miss Mexico.
I went out for tacos last night and I thought about you.
This is the friends y'all need over. You need the friends who are running tech companies who can live on the beach and all that. That gives you reasons to get up and travel. So Jason, I'm coming to Mexico. After Colombia, I'm gonna come to Mexico. We're gonna have this conversation later. Man.
Are you gonna be there in the summer? I think we might go to Medellin for the summer.
I need to visit. I've never been to Medellin, so I am coming. I am gonna visit early next year.
If you go to Medellin, I'll get you connected to Ace Chapman while you're down there.
I know Ace. Good guy.
Yeah, he bases in Medellin.
All right, cool. All right. Jason is so funny. He had a whole side conversation. Y'all show some love in the chat. for Mr. Jason Long. Go follow him on LinkedIn. We'll put his other links in the replay. We will share those. We won't share those links here. We will put Jason in the. We'll put his links in the chat. Just go follow him on LinkedIn. Jason M Long 1. Thank you, Jason. Appreciate my brother. All right. Was that good, guys? Did you like you? Some of you guys missed. Some of you guys like. Even if let me tell you guys something. Even if you're starting off brand new in this, even if you just started off.
And so I'll stop there because, again, the rest of it can be found in his Facebook group. And wanting to just kind of follow up and show that, Adrian Mays, I take action. That's just what we do. So I reached out to Jason Long, because again, I wanted to get some feedback in regards to our AI Legacy Blueprint Master Calculator app. Not only did he respond, he actually provided insight of a article. I want to show you that he responded, right? That's number one, because a lot of times when you go on LinkedIn and you listen to people and you go through different trainings or what have you, they don't respond. It's just what it is. He responded and he provided an article here. It was responses, "Hey Adrian, and I'm out with my family all day today, but when I get back to my computer either this evening or sometime this coming week, I'll take a look through the app. In the meantime, take a look at the link below. Over the years, I've dealt with so many non-technical founders, and they always make the same set of mistakes. This was one of the newsletters that I sent out that talked about the top issues I've seen over the years. I hope it's valuable to you." And so this I'm going to drop this article link in the chat. And so the three critical mistakes non-technical founders make in SaaS and software businesses. And I can say that I let them know that I'm going to read the article and check it out in regards to just and giving you all access to the article is huge in itself. These three mistakes cause the most money loss, the most failed projects, and the most frustration on software projects. And it happened for the thousandth time. And I'm not going to read the whole article because I do want to read it myself, but this is gold. You listening and realizing mistake number one, not validating key metrics. Can't say that I didn't do that. Mistake number two, starting at the wrong step. Get the clarity you need. And mistake number three, he has as well. Very great article, very awesome blog. And mistake number three, team setup and roles. When we have a team of two, our roles in our team, the setup wasn't that difficult. So great information. Let's recap. Whether you're building an application, a SaaS system, marketplace, or anything else that requires web application software development for a big business or a startup, here's your process, not including raising capital. Plan and scope your system, so you can build out accurate financial forecasts. Validate the system, including every key metric. Design the system with a UX user experience or product designer and iterate heavily in this phase. Number four, once you have thoroughly designed the system, then have the developer start. And then number five, once you launch the product and start making money, continue iterating and building new features using the same process as above. Whether you're building a new product or continue to grow an existing one, here's your high level process: validate, iterate, design, iterate, develop, iterate, release, repeat. So, friends don't let friends throw their money away. I love it. And again, giving you that resource to be able to check out this article, and I'm going to read it all the way through as well, because again, you learn, but you do better when you know better, and you learn better to build better. And when you're building better, you can help people better. And that's what we're here for. So again, my Detroit Lions right now are playing the Pittsburgh Steelers. The score is 3-3, and I had to get this information already. We're trying to make the playoffs. Detroit Lions make the playoffs, and that's so key because for my wrap up, because again, I just want to thank Justin Burns and his team and Talia and even getting my whole tagline together. This group, like I knew God sent his angels to me for a reason, because again, when just the feedback, and I just wanted to let you know, like my whole tagline has changed. Last night, we received a text message, and it said, you should, Emlyn Fournier, she responded that you should not use, how I used to say, and how I always wrap this up, right? I can, I will, I shall be victorious. That's no longer my tagline. I am victorious. And then her reasoning was so instrumental. I had to post it because, again, documenting the journey and changes. I know angels are working in my life. I truly do. And how things work. Which I wanted to read this to her. Adrian, I love your message and your enthusiasm. You're definitely in the right place. I hope you don't mind me making a suggestion where you say, I can, I will, I shall be victorious, just a small change to I can, I will, I am victorious. I shall is always something in the future, whereas I am is in the present. We must believe something before it is manifested in our life. As Jesus Christ said, in all things whatsoever ye shall ask in prayer, believing ye shall receive. We believe first, then we receive. So if I'm on day 583 of the billionaire journey, M. Lynn Fournier, thank you so much for this message last night because immediately I went to my page and I changed my whole, to let people know that the whole ending tagline is changed. I'm living out in the open because, again, you don't know what you don't know. But when people give you insight in regards to what the changes should look like, I pay attention. And when you pay attention to change and you know that God is using you, that's what I live by. It's as simple as that. And so just literally living by this whole segment. I can, I will, I am victorious. That's the new tagline for Adrian Mays. So anytime now that I have a wrap up for the any type of live virtual conversation I do, any type of live I do, any type of wrap up, thank you for getting me together. I can, I will, I am victorious. Let's go. It has a nice ring and feel to it, right? So my final segment, so I have to, make sure I cheer my Detroit Lions on and continue doing this work. I want to leave you with this. Justin Burns, you truly over this past 48 hours, I know that God is always working and everything happens for a reason, as I know I have angels in my life protecting me at every step of my journey. And now being able to align, not only doing the work, but and my enthusiasm and my energy, but aligning that with, not wasting time. Time is the most valuable asset that we all can have. And when I realized that putting myself in the right rooms, getting it around the right people, learning to create boundaries, protecting what I let in, what I let out, that's God's design, not mine. Thy will be done, not mine. And when I trust the process, enjoy every moment of it, even when it's anxious, even when the nerves, even when I'm unsure of what's right around the corner, I got to shake my hand and look up at God and know everything is going to be just fine because I am exactly where I'm supposed to be today. As long as you keep doing the work and as long as you have passion for what you do, as long as you are present in His world, not yours, everything is gonna be fine, player. You just gotta keep going. So what up though? Detroit, Michigan, Detroit Lions. Can we get a win today from the Pittsburgh Steelers so we can go to the playoffs? Let's just show the world what it looks like, what greatness looks like. And you live your own life, but being authentic feels good knowing that you can be able to show how you get from A to B. And that's the reason that seriously that I try to implement this live information within the everything else because people have to see you do well. People have to see you fail forward to believe and empower themselves. God has chosen me to be a model, to innovate and prosper to the things that are so much already aligned if we just trust it. And if you just trust the process. So thank you so much. Apps Built with AI Summit with Justin Burns replay part 2. And if you haven't checked out part one is live on at Adrian Mays on YouTube. Because again, I didn't know that YouTube is giving you the snippets in 1080 by 1920p. So what I've done is if you do go to the YouTube or you're watching this live or watching a replay and you don't like this size of, how the actual snippet is shown, the full version, I'm uploading that too for you. So that way you have the full version and you could be able to not see the snippet. And so that way you can get the full video, of the actual replay as well. So I just wanted to kind of give you the insight so you know that you're not alone in this process. we will win together. And when you put yourself in the right rooms, you trust the process and you make sure that you get all the information that you need. This is where you actually can come and actually be able to get those YouTube follow-ups. Okay. So that way you'll be able to get all the information that you need to grow in your process because you're not alone. We can win together. And as long as you raise your hand and ask for help and get honest feedback and listen and make adjustments and keep going and keep and getting the mark, that's going to be the fun part because I'm definitely going to do that. Give as much lives as possible for that information because again, marketing, as he said, 90% of apps fail because of marketing, because of deployment, it's because of distribution. And so I had so many ideas this morning, and God, of course, told me to slow down because again, the distribution of these apps, being able to get out in front of people, that's the part that's missing out in the world. That's a pain point. So I'm going to be the person that helps to stop causing that pain because we have to get this financial literacy issue. It's an issue. And how can we actually change it? By taking action. And that's what we've done. So we did the first step of the AI Legacy Master Blueprint Calculator. Now there's some changes that's going to be made. And I'm open to those changes. Enika is open to those changes because we want to be the best version of ourselves to be able to give people the best opportunity to master this thing called life and finances. Having one hub for you to actually get your business done because it's not just about making money, my friends. It's about the wealth is in your mindset and what you can actually achieve by actually learning to do something. So as tax season is progressing, as we consistently try to educate people on the things to do and not to do, what we're going to do is keep going, take action, and know everything's going to work out. Come on, Detroit Lions, win for you, girl. Come on. Hey, I couldn't make this up. I can, I will, I am victorious. Let's go. What up, though, Detroit, Michigan? Adrian Mays, your AI cash story captain, the AI wealth strategist. Let's go. Deuces.